This video is not a real session. It is for class purposes only. Good afternoon, Bob. Welcome. How are you today?
Okay.
You okay? Well, in your paperwork that you filled out, you stated that you were having some anger issues, some rage issues. Could you tell me just a little bit about that and clarify what you mean?
It's mostly when I drive my car.
Mostly when you drive your car.
I have a long commute to work and I have to sit in traffic.
Okay, and how does it make you feel that you're having to sit in traffic?
Angry.
Angry? And what is the first emotion that you actually feel when you get there?
I'm frustrated that I have to sit here and can't get to where I want to fast.
Okay, so you like to go fast.
Oh, I don't like to go slow.
Okay, so is it more the frustration that do you leave home in plenty of time for to get to work on time and then get caught in morning rush hour traffic?
I usually leave early, but sometimes I get delayed by people that are going slower than I want to go.
Okay, and do you live in a rural area or do you live...
I live in a rural area but commute to a city.
Okay, and what is usually, when you get behind someone slow, tell me a little bit about what happens when you start getting behind those people slow and what emotions that you start feeling behind that.
Just get angry and frustrated and impatient with them.
Okay.
They won't get out of my way.
Okay. And how long has this been going on?
Pretty much my whole life.
Your whole life? And you are 42 now, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And did it start when you first started driving?
Probably not. Probably when I was more an adult, older, when I had a job.
Okay. And has there been any consequences to your road rage and anger driving behind the wheel of the car?
Well, I've gotten a few speeding tickets and maybe had an accident or two that was caused by being impatient.
Okay. So tell me what it is that you would like to get from our counseling sessions.
I would just like to have more peace and calm in my mind when I'm driving, not get in a state where I'm upset and agitated.
Okay. So what kind of music are you listening to in the mornings whenever you're...
I usually listen to talk radio, sports talk radio.
Okay.
Sometimes music, depending on the time of day.
Okay. And whenever you're listening to music, what type of music is that you're usually listening to? Is it easy listening or is it...
Usually classical rock and roll.
Classical rock and roll? Okay. So, the talk radio, do you have a tendency when they're discussing a specific issue that may make you feel a little more agitated than at others?
Not really. I don't think so.
Not really? So you're pretty calm whenever you're listening to that?
I get annoyed when there's commercials.
Okay. So does that make you want to go faster?
Or when they stop talking about sports and talking about their personal lives.
Okay. Alright, so you're really a sports fanatic then?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, I can understand, because I enjoy sports also, so I understand how listening to someone's personal life can really irritate you. Now, when you're getting into traffic, is it more that you are feeling helpless about not being able to go anywhere?
I think it's just annoyed with how people drive, that, cutting people off and trying to cut in line and being impolite on the road, other people.
Okay, so what I'm hearing you say is...
What I consider bad driving, not signaling turns and, things like that.
Okay, so what I hear you're saying is that other people's driving, the fact that people cut you off, and they drive slow, really upset you. Did I understand that correctly?
Yes.
Okay, so... let's talk about the things that you can control whenever you are behind the wheel of the vehicle. Tell me a couple of things that you can control when you're behind the wheel of the vehicle.
My speed.
Okay, and how can you do that?
By not pushing the gas pedal.
Okay, that is one thing. Does your vehicle have cruise control?
Yes.
Okay, do you think maybe you could use cruise control?
I'm usually not in situations to use cruise control
Okay.
on my commute to work. I mean, maybe on long trips I do, but
Okay. All right. What about your own emotions?
no, I try not to let people bother me, but it does. Especially when I'm in a hurry or I'm late or I'm in a bad mood already or it's been a bad day at work and then people do something stupid on the road and I get really angry.
Okay. So what I just heard you say is in a bad mood already. So what would put you in a bad mood already if you're leaving the house and you're on your way to work?
If my ex-wife calls and talks to me for a long time before I go to work
Okay.
and annoys me.
And annoys you? Okay. So what is one way that you can um, deal with her when she does that to you in the mornings?
I try to not talk and make it clear I can't talk because I'm in a hurry trying to get ready for work.
And does she continue to talk?
Yes.
Okay, and that starts the irritation and agitation process. And how often does this happen?
Pretty much every morning.
Pretty much every morning. So pretty much every morning before you even get behind the wheel of the car, you're already agitated.
It's usually while I'm trying to get ready for work that she calls. Sometimes while I'm driving, but not always.
Okay. So, how is it that you can explain to her that you're...
Well, I try not to. She gets mad if I cut her off, so I try to just listen when I'm not really listening. I'm kind of tuning her out.
Okay, but is it slowing down your process of getting dressed in the morning?
Yeah, it's slowing me down.
Okay.
I
So,
hold a phone or
could you use any type of skills to make your point to her?
you know, it'll just hurt her feelings if I say I can't talk.
Okay. So, why do you think that's going to hurt her feelings if y'all are divorced?
I don't know. She just wants to talk about her kids, our kids, and so what's going on with them, and it's just not a good time to talk. There are better times for me to talk about it. But
Okay.
I'm ready for work.
Have you expressed to her that there's really a better time for her to call and talk to you about all these issues?
Sometimes, but that's when she wants to call because she's on her commute and she feels like she has to talk on the phone while she's driving. And I don't like to talk on the phone when I'm driving or getting ready for work.
So,
It's the thing with women that they have to talk on the phone while they're driving because they're bored or something. I don't know. So they have to, as soon as they get in the car, they make a call.
So this behavior that she exhibits every morning irritates you.
Yes.
And what I'd like for you to do, we're going to start with something small because that is obviously a driving factor because you're already irritated and we don't want you to have an accident or anything whenever you get behind the wheel of the car. I want you to work on setting some boundaries with her and explain to her that, please do not call me in the morning. This is the time that I'm available to talk to you about these issues. And I would prefer that you call me, between, say, 6 and 7 o'clock in the evening where neither one of us are driving. We can both pay attention to what we're doing. And this way we can discuss what's going on with the children where you're focused and I'm focused and we can both. Do you think you could do that?
Yes.
Okay. And if she's not willing to do that, do you think she will be?
I don't know. She gets annoyed if I don't do things on her time frame.
Okay, but her time frame is upsetting your time frame.
Yes.
She's infringing on your life now.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to have to set some boundaries with her and let her know that this time frame is not working for you and give her a time frame that does work for you. Okay? And I would like for you to do that, and I would like for you to maybe just jot down or keep some notes in your phone on how that process worked for you. And sometimes with setting boundaries, you have to initiate that more than one time. You have to repeatedly say, we've had this discussion, this is not a good time for me, these are the times that I'm available to discuss this, and when you do that, after you do it so many times, hopefully she will get the point and it'll make your morning a lot easier, so that, because with her slowing you down, you're feeling like you have to rush and make up time. You're irritated with her, so whenever you get behind somebody moving slow, then that's, raising your irritation level. And then if you get caught in traffic, it just keeps escalating. Do you follow the pattern?
Yes.
And we need to break that pattern. And I think that just that one simple thing may help you out, because if she's a talker like I am, she probably wants to talk 45 minutes to an hour. You're trying to get your shower, get dressed. You mentioned on your paperwork you have 3 dogs that you take care of. So you've got to do all of that in the mornings, and one little thing like that can really set you back.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now I see that you're available to come in at 5 o'clock in the evenings. Does that still work for you?
Yes.
Okay. So how about if I see you next Saturday at 5 o'clock? Will that work for you?
All right.
Bob, thank you very much, and let me know how things go.
Thank you.
Thank you.